Welcome to the world, La Pulga. Your name? Lionel Andres Messi. And you have no idea, but you will change the game forever. You're tiny, even for a baby. Your first clothes? Probably doll clothes. But never mind. Your DNA contains pure magic, or at least an algorithm that will drive defenders crazy for decades. While other kids play with building blocks, you juggle a ball and wonder why your living room isn't the size of a football field. Your biggest problem? The sofa, which gets in your way like an Italian defender on steroids. But if you want to out-dribble Chiellini later on, you'd better start by rearranging the living room. It's clear that you're different. While other children stumble when playing hide-and-seek or breathe too loudly, you glide out of every situation with a wiggle. At 5, you play for Grandoli, with your father as your coach. Your big brother tries to take the ball from you, unsuccessfully. At 6, you switch to Newell's Old Boys. Here you become a legend. They call you La Pulga, the flea, because you're small but unstoppable. But there's a problem. Your body isn't growing properly. The diagnosis? Growth hormone deficiency. Your body thinks 1.40 meters is perfectly adequate. Your parents know you need to be treated, but the costs are too high. River Plate wants you, but can't afford you. Then comes the moment that changes everything. A European club sees you, shakes its head at the bureaucracy and thinks, we'll get him, if necessary, in the hand luggage. You are 13 years old when FC Barcelona hears about you. They invite you to a trial training session. The coach? Delighted. The decision makers? Still hesitant, perhaps for fear that you could fly away in a strong wind. Then the legendary happens. Your first Barcelona contract is signed on a napkin. Probably the first and last time that a piece of paper towel with coffee stains has more significance than a state document. Your family moves to Spain, you start the treatment and play for La Masia. Still small but unstoppable. Your ability to stick the ball to the foot, physicists argue whether you have magnets in your boots. Your pace? Actually, it would need a speed limit. At 16, you play your first professional game. The defenders? They thought you were the mascot, until you plunge them into an existential crisis with a body feint. At 17, you score your first goal for FC Barcelona, an elegant lob after receiving a pass from Ronaldinho. The Brazilian carries you on his shoulders, a symbolic moment. A bit like a Jedi Knight declaring his young Padawan a master. You're no longer a talent, you're a star. Then it all happens very quickly. Champions League titles, goals, assists. Defenders worldwide see you and have the same face as people who have just forgotten their tax return. Xavi and Iniesta play tiki-taka with you, while the opponents just run around confused like dogs following a laser pointer. In 2009, you win your first treble, La Liga, Copa del Rey, and Champions League. Guardiola builds the team around you, presumably with the strategy of, just give him Messi. In 2011, you go one better, and give Sir Alex Ferguson sleepless nights in the Champions League final. The years pass, the titles pile up, the records crumble. In 2012, you kick Gerd Müller's record into the history books, followed by the next treble in 2015. Your opponents? More than bit players in your personal highlight video. FIFA should maybe introduce a new difficulty level, Messi mode. But as fame and trophies pile up, so do injuries, criticism, and the eternal pressure. In 2021, world football is shaken to its core. FC Barcelona, your home, your life's work, can't afford your contract extension. You, without a club. A reality that feels as absurd as a pizza without cheese. A tearful farewell, with the Camp Nou crying along with you. The fans, stunned. You, likewise. You are Messi, not some forgotten player on a transfer list. Then the transfer, Paris Saint-Germain. Welcome to the city of love, the Eiffel Tower, and well, overpriced croissants. A new club, a new start, a new environment. Instead of Make un club, now Qatar Airways on your chest. The world expects you to shape an era with Neymar and Mbappe. The opponents, probably praying even when they're warming up. But it's not going as expected. The league? Unfamiliar. Your first season? Solid, but as spectacular as lukewarm coffee. Critics see their chance. Was Messi just a product of the Barcelona system? A question as meaningful as, is the sky blue? But in 2022-23, the answer comes. More goals, more assists, more influence. You lead PSG to the championship, but let's be honest. That's about as challenging as racing a turtle. But the magic of it feels different. Your heart still seems to beat in Catalonia. Every legend needs a rival. Your rival? Cristiano Ronaldo, the man with the jumping power of a NASA rocket and the self-confidence of a superhero in a Marvel movie, while he shines with muscle power and a shot that could probably shoot satellites out of orbit. You float through defensive lines like a magician who plunges defenders into an identity crisis with a single-body feint. Ballon d'Or after Ballon d'Or. La Liga titles, Champions League victories, records that make even math geniuses break out in a sweat. Ronaldo celebrates his goals with a blood-curdling "Siu." You modestly raise your arms as if it were just any Friday. The eternal debate. Messi or Ronaldo? A discussion that generates more heated comments than an unmoderated social media thread. In Barcelona, you were a king. In Paris, a well-paid decoration. In Argentina, a national debate on philosophy. Yes, he's good, but can he do it on a rainy evening in Buenos Aires? 2014. Your moment in the World Cup final against Germany. But then comes Mario Götze, who later appears more in nostalgia shows than on the pitch. Silver medal. Copa America final defeats follow, making you the most tragic hero since Shakespeare. 2016. Enough is enough. You resign from the national team. The country? On the brink of a national crisis. Politicians implore you to come back, and of course you do. You're Messi, not an influencer who disappears after a shitstorm. Then 2021, Copa America victory against Brazil at the Maracanã. The pressure is off. Your opponents? Mostly two, after one of your dribbles. 2022, Qatar. Your epic farewell. Messi against Mbappé. A Hollywood script, only with better actors. Penalty shootout. Argentina win. You hold the trophy. The world bows down. You are the GOAT. This time there is no more debate, except on Twitter, where someone is guaranteed to start one anyway. After your glorious World Cup victory, you are looking for a new challenge, or just good weather. In 2023, you will move from Paris Saint-Germain to Inter Miami, from the Parc des Princes to sunny Florida, a step as unexpected as a Neymar transfer, but with more beach and less Champions League. In the US, you are not only welcomed as a superstar, but as the Messiah of football. Stadium attendance explodes, football suddenly becomes trendy, and even die-hard NFL fans realize football can also be round. The league? Less Champions League, more Leisure League, with VIP service. Defenders? Probably going to be chasing autographs before they try to stop you. But you do what you always do. You perform magic. And now? You've won everything. You're a legend. But you keep playing because you love the game. Maybe in the USA, maybe back to Newell's Old Boys. Your legacy? Inviolable. That is the story of Lionel Messi. A story of talent, work, setbacks, and triumph. A story that can only be described in one word: magic.